It's time for Monty in the Morning.
Hey, yo, man. How the heck are you? It is the Monty Show, Friday, January 14th, 2022.
Did you get your test result back yet?
See, why do you start the show like this? Why do you do that? Like, I was all ready to be in a good mood on a Friday, and you got to roll up. Well, hey, Fatty, did you get your test results back? Bet you had a donut. No, in fact, I did not get my COVID test back yet.
Hey, find the affiliate link in the description. At-home tests available.
Seriously, is this not why we need to have COVID tests at home? It is so crazy that here I am, fully, what is this, going on 48 hours, and I still have not gotten a test result.
Nope.
And it's maddening to sit here and wait and have to wait and wait and wait. Do I have the HIV or do I not have the HIV? Oh, I'm sorry. The vid. I'm just like sitting here waiting, and it is.
What are the chances that it comes in during the show?
I hope it does. I want it to come in right now.
Yeah, I've heard that about you.
That came out wrong.
The coronavirus.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here waiting, and I'm telling you, if there has ever been a reason to get an at-home COVID test, this is it.
Yeah.
And again, if you're listening on podcast or on YouTube, the link is below. I would really encourage you to buy at-home test kits. I would encourage you to I put a link to a lot of people were asking me about the emergency I talked about on Monday. I take emergency twice a day. It's you fill up 8 ounces of water in a glass, pour the powder in there, and it's a vitamin C infusion. It's an antibody, not nothing.
Yeah.
It's just vitamin C. And so I drink that twice a day. I put a link to that below. So, I would tell you that I'd be very, very aggressive with the at-home testing thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an antibody cocktail. It's
okay. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I just really.
It sucks to have to wait this long.
Brutal.
It's wild to me that we are having to wait days now.
It's brutal.
Because that's what it is. I mean, once you're past 36 hours, now we're waiting days.
Yeah, I think that's you're sitting here.
Sitting here
stewing.
waiting.
And by the way, last night I had a great night of sleep. I'm not coughing nearly as much as I was.
Yeah.
But you were telling me that you just cracked out on Dayquil all day when you had this.
Yeah, I mean, I just, I got it way worse than you did, though. I mean, I had congestion and sneezing and, real bad coughing fits. Like,
yeah, I haven't had any of that.
And I was like, yeah, I ain't playing with this. I'm going to take my Dayquil. I ran through 1 bottle of Dayquil. I had to get a second one, which is still in my pantry. So I was taking it like 3 times a day, and I was just hammering it, dude.
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's pretty clear that you got to be aggressive with it. But
Which,
I'll keep you up to date. We're sitting here waiting. If it comes in, obviously, I'm going to say something.
Dayquil and NyQuil taste like ass, in case anybody was wondering.
I actually don't mind the NyQuil. The NyQuil Severe.
Yeah.
Dude, you take that stuff right before bed, and I just pass out. I had a great night of sleep last night.
Yeah.
I had probably the best night of sleep I've had in a month.
Yeah. I mean, hey, good.
And obviously, part of it is the other night I didn't sleep well at all.
Yeah, well, the other night you went into the other room and slept on the tiny bed.
Yeah, because I was coughing, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to wake my wife up or ruin her night of sleep.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that's just how I
There
roll.
you go.
Let's get the show started. We will talk NBA. I see a lot of people asking about the Jazz. Wow, look at that. Swiderski's back.
Swiderski.
Hey,
bud.
Swiderski, where you been, bro? Good to see you. Giggity, what's up? James Knight, what's up? We will be talking NBA coming up in just a bit. But we wanted to start with Wild Card Weekend right here on the show because obviously in the NFL, this is one of the most important weekends of the year because it seems like every year one Wild Card Weekend team goes on to compete in the Super Bowl.
The Super Bowl.
Is there a team that's playing this weekend that you think is a Super Bowl contender? Like if you had to pick one?
Yeah, I mean the 3 of them. I guess the 4 of them really. I mean the ones that I look at are the Bucs, the Chiefs, the Rams, and the Cardinals. Those 4 teams can get it going and can beat anybody at any time. Now will they? I don't know. I mean, is Matthew Stafford going to throw a bunch of interceptions and be that guy? Or is he going to be the guy they signed him to be, which was, clutch, never leave a game because you're hurt guy who makes a bunch of plays? Which guy are we going to get? I could say the same thing about Kyler Murray. Is Kyler Murray going to make a bunch of plays? Is he going to run around and be elusive, or what kind of performance do we get? I think the only quarterback that's ultra reliable in this weekend is Tom Brady. You know what you're going to get. You know that they're going to come out and execute. So he would be the only guy where I'm like, yeah, he's proven, no questions about it. I look at Joe Burrow. I look at Derek Carr. Those guys still have some proving to do. Joe Burrow has a great track record in must-win games, if you will. Games where it's like, hey, you win or you go home. Yeah, he's got a great track record, But this is the NFL playoffs, so it's a little bit different of a beast. But all that to say, yeah, I think the 4 teams playing this weekend that are potential Super Bowl candidates are Cardinals, Rams, Bucks, and Chiefs. Those 4 teams, to me, are the biggest threats playing this weekend.
Yeah, and I think the Dallas Cowboys are in the most peril. There's a lot of people who believe that the Dallas Cowboys lose this weekend, that Mike McCarthy is going to lose his job. And I mean, the San Francisco 49ers are playing pretty good football.
Yeah.
That defense is tuned up. Again, I mean, you're relying on Jimmy Garoppolo to win you a playoff game, which always makes me nervous. But before we get into each individual game, who's your best upset candidate this weekend?
I mean, I think the biggest upset, it would be the 49ers. I mean, you're going to Dallas. You like you were just saying, their defense is playing really well. And it really kind of feels like a thing where if Jimmy G just takes care of the football, they're going to win the game, And I think the Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately for them, have this track record of not winning big games, of not winning postseason games. Because this really, I mean, if we're being honest about the Cowboys, this is a game that they should win. You're at home. You're feeling good. Everything's good. You've got, Micah Parsons. You've got a bunch of guys on that team that can make a bunch of plays for you. And realistically, you should win the game. But I tend to agree, if you lose this game, then that's a pretty bad look on the organization once again. I mean, go no further than that Saints game they had, 2 seasons ago, where they were saying that was their Super Bowl because they weren't going to go to the playoffs. Like, this is a team that just kind of runs around in mediocrity. Everyone's like, oh, they're a Super Bowl contender. They started 6-0. And then they finished, with 10 or 12 wins. So, yeah, biggest upset, I think, would be the 49ers. Everyone wants to say the Steelers against the Chiefs because, Big Ben goes out in the media and says that they don't have a chance to win this game, and it feels like the classic trap game. But I don't think that's happening. That's at home for the Chiefs. This is Patrick Mahomes. I just would be shocked, honestly. I'd be really shocked.
But what does this is Patrick Mahomes even mean? I mean,
it's the playoffs.
But he's not been that guy, though. He wasn't that guy last year in the playoffs.
But with Patrick Mahomes, can't we at least say, okay, he's done it before. We know he's capable. It's just a matter of execution. Like with Jimmy G, I can't say he's done it before. Have they gone places with him playing the physical position? Yeah. But it had nothing to do with him, And so that's why I say, I don't know, a 9-7 team going to Arrowhead, I just think that would be an embarrassing loss.
Yeah, I think, absolutely it would be. I still haven't gotten my COVID result. Anyway, the point is, this is the frustrating thing. You can't see it. You can't see
it. It just shows up, dude.
It just happens.
It just shows up.
I actually don't believe the Chiefs are one of the elite teams in the NFL. I mean, I think they have the potential to be. Mm-hmm. But I also wonder how the cold is going to impact this weekend. I mean, obviously, it's going to impact me.
God damn it with this cough.
I'm telling you, it's the worst thing in the world. The Bills and Patriots is where I want to start because that's going to be, it's going to feel like -12 in Buffalo. And I just don't see any way the Patriots can go there and win. And everybody wants to talk about how the Patriots ran past the Bills earlier this year and only threw 3 times in that game. And I just don't know that you're going to be able to do that again. Mac Jones is going to have to win the game for the Patriots, and I just think in that weather, I don't know that he's ready to do that.
Yeah, I think I think the biggest thing for the Patriots is you have to come in with a game plan, understanding that you're not going to be able to do what you did last time. The Bills are going to come into this game, and they're going to be committed to stopping the run because they know if they can stop the run, that's going to make Mac Jones' life difficult. But if you're the Patriots, you understand that. You understand, okay, we're not going to be able to throw it 3 times and beat this team again. We're going to have to come out with something a little more dynamic. We're going to have to come out with a game plan that really tries to take advantage of the weaknesses of this Bills defense. And I think the one thing that's scary about the Patriots is Mac Jones has shown the ability from time to time to be able to make the big throw, to be able to make the big play. And I don't feel like Mac Jones is a guy that's going to be, enthralled by the moment. The moment's not going to be too big for him, and that to me is what makes the Patriots a dangerous team. But the reason I don't think the Patriots are like, the biggest upset of the weekend or anything like that is because I think these two teams are actually very even. I think they're very close. Josh Allen's probably the better quarterback, but team to team, I think they're both really good.
Well, and I'm also surprised that the Bills are only a 4-point home favorite. Like I thought that number would be 5 or 6. But that tells you the respect that Bill Belichick gets around the NFL. But again, when you have a rookie who really has never been on this stage before in Mac Jones, and I don't care that he played it.
Roll Tide.
Doesn't matter. This is the National Effing Football League.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you right now that this is a big stage and a bright spotlight. Mac Jones, in my mind, will be the difference maker in this game, one way or the other. And I think you absolutely have to lean Bills with how cold it is, with how punishing Josh Allen is as a runner, with how composed he has been this season throwing the football, that defense playing at a high level. I think you have to take the Bills here in a low scoring game. This feels like a 27-20 Bills win to me.
Yeah, I think it's actually closer than that. I do agree the Bills, you have to take the Bills in this game because of the weather and everything you just said. But I think it's closer than that. I think there will be turnovers in this game because of how cold it's going to be, and I think they win this game on like a late game field goal, type situation. So the Bills are going to win the game in my opinion, but I just think it's going to be really, really close.
Well, I think that's what you expect. That's what on Wild Card Weekend. I think if the Bills can get a win here, they're going to be a dangerous team in the playoffs. So I'll take Buffalo as well. And one of my favorite games this weekend is the Las Vegas Raiders in Cincinnati to take on Joe Burrow, the cigar-smoking stud. Probably too much. I love Joe Burrow. I love the Cincinnati Bengals. But boy, the Oakland, now Las Vegas, no longer LA Raiders, are always dangerous. And I think, it's funny with all of the things that they went through this year with the Henry Ruggs and the John Gruden and all of that, it seems like this team came together. And it seems like Derek Carr is now the unquestioned leader of this team. And with the way that Darren Waller bounced back last week, that's clearly Carr's favorite target. This offense is going to be dangerous. And the thing that I am curious about is a team that plays inside like the Raiders do. Can you go to Cincinnati against one of the hottest quarterbacks in the NFL and Joe Burrow? Now, that all depends on how this knee plays out for Burrow as well. But if Joe Burrow plays and he is any semblance of himself, which I expect he will be, Jake, I don't see any way you can take the Raiders to go to Cincinnati and win this game.
Yeah, I just think, you look at the Raiders season and they've won a lot of tight games. You go back, and I'd have to go back and look at all the examples, but, I believe it was, what was that, against the Vikings that 1 week early in the year where, you throw it off the guy's helmet and that forces OT and then you win in OT and you just had a lot of those kind of crazy game situations for the Raiders. And I think that, not to say that they got lucky, but I just feel like the road comes to an end this weekend. I feel like hey, we got a bounce here, a bounce there, and that put us in a position to make a play. That kind of thing comes to an end when you start getting into the postseason and you start playing teams like the Bengals who have a great quarterback in Joe Burrow and have found a way to get to where they are. And I just think that you're going on the road. It's going to be a tough environment. This Bengals fan base has been suffering for how long? This is one of it's just a big time game for that city and that town.
Yeah, and I think Joe Burrow is a better quarterback right now. I mean, obviously Derek Carr, they won games down the stretch to get themselves in the playoffs, but how many near misses can one team and one quarterback have? I don't see any way the Raiders go to Cincinnati and win this game. So as difficult as that Buffalo-New England game is to call, in my mind, this one's not very difficult. I am actually going to take the Cincinnati Bengals to more than cover. The current number is 5.5, depending on where you get it. It opened at 6.5. So, well,
Yeah.
more money's coming
Yeah.
on the Raiders, clearly.
Yeah.
I love the Bengals by a touchdown here. Philly in Tampa to take on Tom Terrific.
Tanner, calm down. Okay?
Easy.
Easy. Okay? Easy.
Love the way that Jalen Hurts has put Philadelphia on his back.
Mm-hmm. He's carried the team. There's no doubt about it.
Absolutely.
The same way that you talked about Derek Carr being the unquestioned leader of the Oakland Raiders, or the Las Vegas Raiders at this point, I guess. I think he's the unquestioned leader of Philly. And I think that when you make plays and you step into that role and you just become that guy, I think it's a great thing for that organization. Philly's one of those teams where it's like, that fan base in particular, you can look around the league, right? And there's some fan bases where you're like, yeah, they just like the Jets. They just like their team. But in Philly, it feels a little different. When Jalen Hurts steps into the role, they get behind him as a dude, And I just feel like, not that they're going to win this game, because I don't think they're going to win the game. I think the Bucs are going to win the game, but I think this could be a game where Jalen Hurts really kind of steps into the national spotlight and says, hey, I did come up a little bit short against Tom Terrific, but I made a ton of plays. We made it really difficult on them. You think they're going to win this game?
I think the Philadelphia Eagles will have the ball in the fourth quarter with a chance to take the lead. And I know everybody's talking about Tampa's got the vaunted run defense. They've been 16th against the run since week 9. So the Tampa's run defense has been going in the wrong direction. Meanwhile, Philadelphia and Jalen Hurts have been putting together longer and longer and longer ball control drives. That's what's required to beat the Tampa Bay Bucs. And I'm not saying that Philly's going to go in there and upset the Bucs, but I do think it's going to take Tom Brady making plays late in this game to win this game. And I think Philadelphia will be in position to pull an upset here. The Bucs are an 8.5-point favorite. You're crazy if you bet the Bucs to cover that.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see any way that they do. I love the way Jalen Hurts has been playing football. I love the fact that they've been able to convert on third down with him throwing the football in critical situations. I think he's playing really good football. I think the Bucs are going to win this game, but I think it's much more of a late game play by Tom Brady or a field goal that wins them the game. I don't think there's any chance. I'd be shocked if they cover the 8.5.
Yeah, I don't give the Eagles that much respect. I agree they're playing well, but I think that run defense thing you talked about with the Bucs being 16th in the league since week 9 is definitely it's a legitimate point, but I also think, and this is unique to the Bucs because they have Tom Brady. I think when you are on a team with Tom Brady, there's an understanding that, hey, we're expected to go to the Super Bowl. But we need to get our stuff together.
They don't have Antonio Brown anymore.
I know. I mean, who does it better? Who gets it popping in the wide receiver room? I mean, come on.
Well, not Antonio Brown.
Come on.
I just think there's been so much noise.
Yeah.
And so many distractions. Why is it that every time I cough, I pick up the check with my COVID test? I think there's been too many distractions for the Tampa Bay Bucs.
Yeah.
I think their eyes off the ball a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I think they win this game, but it's going to be very close. Dallas, San Francisco. This game is huge.
I think that's HIPAA.
I would agree. Why are the Dallas Cowboys only a 3-point favorite at home?
Because the Dallas Cowboys are going to lose this game. Guarantee it. Book it. They will lose this game. They will lose it by a touchdown. They will turn the football over. Somebody will. Don't know if it's Dak. Don't know if it's a running back. Don't know if it's off the wide receiver's face and into the 49ers defense. They will turn the football over in this game. And the 49ers are a good enough team to make them pay for that. And I think that, somehow, some way, if we want to blame Mike McCarthy, you want to blame Dak, you want to, blame good old Jerry, whoever you want to blame, go ahead. But this team will find a way to lose this game. And that's why I think they're getting disrespected with that number. I mean, that's just what the Cowboys do.
My biggest concern in this game is San Francisco's inability to cover the explosiveness outside for the Dallas Cowboys. And I think Amari Cooper is going to have to play at an exceptionally high level in the slot. And I think CeeDee Lamb's going to have a big, big day. And the other question is, how well can Jimmy Garoppolo throw the football? And can you trust him? I mean, obviously, this thumb injury he has affected him last week. We saw that. There's no question about it.
No doubt about it.
This Cowboy defense has been a playmaking, difference-making defense all season long. And you would have to think that Dan Quinn is going to have disguises and exotic blitz packages ready to go to force Jimmy Garoppolo to make mistakes. And he will every single time.
Yes.
In my mind, it's not going to be Dak Prescott or Zeke that wins this game. It's going to be Diggs in that Dallas defense because I just can't count on Jimmy Garoppolo. That's really what this comes down to.
And he will every single time.
Right? I mean, to me, that's the biggest question.
It's a great point.
And listen, I know that the 49ers have been playing very good football. I know the second half of the season they did some very nice things.
Yeah.
I just don't trust Jimmy Garoppolo. And if I'm a betting man, I mean, the number's 51 in this game, which is, do some math, 26.5 a piece. I mean,
that feels high for a playoff
or
game.
25.5 a piece. 51's a bigger number.
Yeah.
I think that's a defensive touchdown, and I can only think that comes from the Dallas Cowboys. And I love the way Warner and that defense in San Francisco are playing. I have no doubt that the 49ers are capable of going to Dallas and winning. I just don't believe you can do that with Jimmy Garoppolo as your starting quarterback. And if you're a 49er fan, the sooner this team gets knocked out, the sooner you make a serious, direction-changing move at quarterback because you got to go with Trey Lance. Going forward, from this season on, it's got to be Trey Lance. But right now, it's Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's the reason I can't pick the 49ers.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. Jimmy G is that guy. He's on a good team, but you can't trust him. He's not a good enough quarterback to or he hasn't been to take you where you want to go, and it's very frustrating. That said, I don't trust the Cowboys the same way you don't trust Jimmy G. I don't trust that the Cowboys are going to play disciplined football. I don't trust that they're going to make their kicks. I don't trust that they won't put the football on the turf, and that's what is so troubling to me about this game. And that's why I say, okay, this Cowboys offense is going up against this stout 49er defense. And that's why I like the 49ers in this game. I think they get it done.
And then there is the Kansas City Chiefs hosting Ben Roethlisberger and the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's going to be emotion. There's going to be energy. There's going to be romanticism.
Oh, my God. Ben's crying on the bench at the end of the game when they're down 25.
He will have plenty of time after he loses this weekend to find a college town and a bathroom with a drunk chick in a bar. What? That's one of Ben Roethlisberger's favorite pastime. But when you look at the Kansas City Chiefs, the secondary's been their biggest issue. And they've given up big plays against the sideline, which is where the Pittsburgh Steelers and Fat Ben like to throw the football.
Mm-hmm.
That keeps them in this game. The reason the Chiefs win it is because the Pittsburgh Steelers defense can't stop the run.
Yeah.
And if you look at what Latavius Murray and Tyler Huntley and the Ravens did against them, they ran for 249 yards on the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to go ahead and say that Andy Reid's offense is probably going to run the ball. And I think the more you run, the less you have to ask Patrick Mahomes to do. Mm-hmm. And I think right now, that's probably a better thing. You look at that game 3 weeks ago, and they absolutely dismantled Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
I think this is going to be a much closer game. The weather will not impact the Pittsburgh Steelers as an opponent coming in. Arrowhead's going to be lit. I know that the Chiefs are 12.5 in this game. I would not bet the Chiefs. This feels like a 7 to 10 point win.
Yeah, this is one we disagree on. I think this is going to be an ass kicking. I think this is going to be clinical. I think this is going to be, able to run for 6 to 7 yards a carry, play action off of that, deep shots to Tyreek. Like, I think you're going to dominate this team, and I think that if you're Patrick Mahomes, you're looking to right the ship, and you're looking to send a message to the league that we may not have had a great season, but we're here. So to me, I could easily see this being like a 14 to 17 point victory, like a 35 to 14
I mean,
win.
they what was it, 36-10 in week 16?
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but I don't disagree that Patrick Mahomes has shown a propensity to turn the football over this year. So if he does that, we're having a different conversation. But I just have a hard time believing that, the first round of the playoffs after a tough season, you're going to come into your home stadium and turn the football over. I just can't get down with that.
Well, and I think they have an ability to run. So
yeah,
I think you're going to see them use that. And finally, the game that I cannot wait for, and I hate that it's on Monday Night Football. NFL playoff game should be played on Sunday. It is the Arizona Cardinals at the LA Rams, SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, Inglewood, California. Rams are 3.5 in this game. And, I mean, I look at some of the numbers here. I am not a believer in this Rams offense, but they have the ability to get the job done. I am not a believer that this is all on Kyler Murray and the Cardinal offense. I'm not a believer that this is the Rams off or the Cardinals defense versus the Rams offense. I think that's what it is. I don't believe that it's Kyler Murray versus the Rams defense is what I was trying to say. I think the story of this game will much more be Matt Stafford and the Rams offense being able to convert and handle the pass rush that the Arizona Cardinals are going to bring to the table.
Yeah.
That's my biggest question. I am not a believer in Sean McVay. I know that everybody loves Sean and look at him, he's a sex machine. And Sean McVay hasn't done nearly as much as the hype would tell you he's done. This is a big game for his resume. This is a big, big day for Sean McVay. And I've got to believe that on both sides of the football, the Rams are the better team, right?
Yeah, when they play their best game, their best is better than the Cardinals' best. That's absolutely true. But I think what's frustrating about the Rams, and I know we said this about Odell in Cleveland, and I know that, people are trying to change the narrative on this, but he's been open. He's been open many times. He's beat his guy by a step, and he's getting overthrown, or he's not getting thrown to at all. Like you're going to have to hit the big Odell play to win this game. I just think that has to happen in this game for this offense for them to see success against this Cardinals defense. But
Man.
I think the reason that the Rams are not like unquestionably winning this game, when we're talking about this, the reason there's some doubt is because of that offense. You know what you're getting out of the defense. You know that Von Miller and Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald are going to show up. You know that. But the question is Matt Stafford going to show up? Is his toe okay? Is he going to be able to deliver the football on time and on target? Or are we going to have, hey, we're down by 10 and I threw an interception of the 49ers on the sideline guy? That's the question. And I just think that, if we wind the clocks back to the Jared Goff time when they made that trade to Detroit to get Matt Stafford, one of the first things everyone was saying, is, Stafford finally is getting his shot and he's reliable and he's going to be there and he's going to make the play. Well, has he made the play? Because you should have won last week. That's the truth. You should have beat that team, but you didn't.
Yeah.
So that's why I say I like the fact that Vegas is only saying they're a 3-point home favorite, because you're essentially saying that this team is even then. And I like that. I think this is an even game, mainly because you don't know what you're going to get out of that Rams offense. However, just to be clear, I do think they're going to win the game. I just think it's going to be a dogfight to the end. I think this could be a shootout, exciting kind of game.
Now, here's where I see the difference being made, is you have a lot of injuries on the back end of that Rams defense. I mean, obviously with Jordan Fuller being out for the year, Taylor Rapp, I think, is still in concussion protocol. That's going to be a big deal. And the bigger deal will be, is Cliff Kingsbury going to stay with his offense, which essentially the last 6 weeks of the season has not been very good. And they've been a team that's turned into throw it 5 yards and then let Kyler Murray make some crazy play, and we're going to win the game with a field goal, or we're going to try and do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
And don't forget, you're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins in this game. So you're not going to have that explosive down the field play that really helped them dominate early in the season. That's why I've got to pick the Rams here. And again, I understand the LA Rams secondary is beat up. But when I look at the way Von Miller's playing right now, I look at the way that Greg Gaines is playing right now, you stick Aaron Donald in the middle of that. You talk about Leonard Floyd, Ashawn Robinson. I love the way this Rams defense is balling right now. And I just think when you throw the ball 5 yards and hope for one after the catch, I mean, you're hoping beyond hope against a really fast, athletic Rams defense, even with the issues in the secondary.
What do you make with the secondary of them bringing Eric Weddle back? What do you think?
I think it was a really smart move for cohesiveness and communication.
You think he'll be able to? Because remember, this guy hasn't played in, 2 seasons, right? He's been retired for about 2 seasons now. And there's some speculation about how long he'll play or, is he here for the rest of the playoffs or are they just bringing him back as a Band-Aid for this week? I mean, the question is, can Eric Weddle solidify the back end of the defense? Just like you were just talking about. I mean, can he be the guy that comes in and is like, all right, I'm here. I may not make that big interception. You may not hear about me, but I'm going to make sure that we're all communicating. We're all on the same page. We're all where we need to be. And if he just simply does that, I think it was worth bringing him back,
I think you don't bring in a guy like Weddle to get a performance on the field. You bring in a guy like Eric Weddle as another coach. I mean, that's what he is, because you have to rapidly teach communication in that Rams secondary. When guys you've counted on to communicate and call plays and read offenses are not there now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think when you have guys like Jalen Ramsey back there, it allows you to handicap a little bit. You can take some more risks.
Yeah.
You can be aggressive in places you wouldn't normally be aggressive without a guy of that caliber. Now, for me, I think Eric Weddle is a really smart hire. I think he's a guy that automatically walks into that DB room and has respect. He's a guy that is really, really, really whip smart when it comes to football.
Mm-hmm.
He's a dude that understands what offenses are trying to do, because when you break down football to the simplest form, offensively, it's a quarterback trying to manipulate defenders. That's all it is, whether I'm looking left because I know I'm going to throw right, whether it is pre-snap reads and I'm going to put a guy in motion or audible. All football is the quarterback manipulating a defense.
Yeah.
So the best defenses that we've seen in the history of football outthink and outsmart the quarterback. That's Eric Weddle's game. That's what it is. And a guy like Jalen Ramsey, and the reason the Rams have been so able to lean on him is because he doesn't need to be the smartest guy on the field. He just is so much better than the quarterback and the wide receiver combination that he's going against, that he covers a lot of that junk. And I think that's what the Rams are going to have to get. Don't get me wrong. I'm telling you now that going into this game, the Arizona Cardinals are more than capable of winning it. But the other thing that you don't talk about on this defense is the Cardinals haven't been stellar against the run for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the way they've lost games, it's been third down conversion. They've given up a couple of massive, massive gains on second down that has absolutely crippled their ability to get Kyler back on the field.
What do you think of J.J. Watt coming back? Everyone obviously says, oh, my God, it's J.J. Watt. This guy is going to dominate. But I more say, hey, this dude's been off for, hell, I don't even know how long at this point. I mean, it's been weeks upon weeks that he's been out, and he's back now for the postseason, which I give him a lot of credit for. But, reasonably, what can you expect out of a guy who hasn't played most of the year? I mean, he's going to be rested, but you can't tell me that this guy is in grade A game shape by his standards, And that's why I say I don't know really, can J.J. Watt make the classic J.J. Watt play, the interception at the line of scrimmage or breaking through and getting that timely sack? Can he be that guy?
I think for one day he can. I think J.J. Watt being counted on for a season to lead your defense would be a mistake. But when you have the talent and the ability and the raw, pure strength that J.J. Watt brings to the field, you can ask J.J. Watt to show up and play one game. And I think that's what they're going to do. I mean, this is going to be the story of which defense plays their best football.
Yeah.
That's who's probably going to win this game. And I think when you look at a lot of these predictions, I think you see that Matthew Stafford, I am more confident in his ability to do what we talked about, manipulated defense, and I am in Kyler Murray.
Sure.
Kyler Murray relies on the freak show in the run game.
The chaos.
That's exactly right. And
chaos.
this
Yeah.
Rams defense is too athletic to rely on that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think especially when things are more encapsulated, I just don't – I don't know. I look for Kyler Murray to have 200 yards throwing and probably 50 yards running. But I think he's going to have a 350, 400-yard game to beat the Rams.
Yeah.
Because
Which is a lot to ask.
I think this Cardinal defense, I think this Cardinal defense is very vulnerable.
The last thing I'll say about this game is the only other thing I don't like about this Cardinal team in this game is how they're coming into the postseason. You hear it and this doesn't just apply to the NFL. I mean, this is NBA, Major League Baseball, whatever you want to look at. Like, teams always talk about, hey, even if you struggled early in the year, even if you were a 400 team through the first half of the NFL season, if you can be a 600-700 team going into the postseason and playing your best ball, you've got a shot. And that's what I don't like about this Cardinals team. This team started 10-2 and finished 11-6. That is an indictment on this football team. And so it's going to go one of two ways. They're either going to come out and they're going to ball out and they're going to surprise everybody, but I think that's a long shot. I think that what's more reliable and realistic is you're going to L.A., the Rams are in that new stadium, they're feeling great about themselves, they got their boys, Eric Weddle's back, the defense is feeling great, and this may be a tight game in the first half, but I just feel like at the end of the day, the Rams will edge this team out. And I kind of feel like this is a sub-30s game. I kind of feel like this is like a 27-17 kind of game for the Rams.
We'll see. I like.
It's my favorite game on the slate, by the way.
Yeah.
Out of all these games, this is by far my favorite game.
I think the Rams put up 28, and I think they win 28-21.
Yeah.
Something like that. All right. Brylark says, morning, boys. Who's on upset alert this weekend? The Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
That'd be where I go. Eric Tavera says, morning, fellas. Just saw a photo of Brendan Fraser earlier today. And honestly, at first glance, I thought it was Monty.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I have blocked people for less. Cody Strickland says, morning, boys. I don't look like Brendan Fraser. He's not. No, man. Edgar Garcia says, let's go Raiders. Raiders over the Bengals in a shootout where Derek Carr throws 5 touchdowns to check down to his check down last resort. Well, how many miracles did the Raiders have
That's
this
what I'm
year?
saying, dude. Like, I don't want to be a hater. I don't want to say they're a gimmick, but they did get a lot of breaks. And that's why I say you can't tell me that you're going to go to Cincinnati, you're going to catch a break against this team, and you're going to find a way to win this game in overtime once again. I just can't – I just don't see that happening, Like I think with this game, the only way that I think the Raiders get the upper hand is if Burrow leaves the game.
Yep.
If they get to Burrow, they punish him physically, and they knock him out of the game. That if I'm the Raiders, I'm trying to do that. Like, I would be.
Oh, you got to
know
punish
he's hurt.
Joe Burrow. Absolutely.
You already know he's hurt.
Yeah. Greg Hawkins, what's up? He says, howdy, y'all. Eric Tavera says, what if the Cowboys pull a Jazz at home? Well,
I think they will.
Mike McCarthy will get fired.
Yeah,
if they lose, make no mistake about it. I think if the Dallas Cowboys lose, Mike McCarthy's going to get fired. Jerry ain't going to put up with that.
No.
So I think that's one of the most compelling storylines. Brylark says, Pats Bills is the most low-stakes game for me. It's going to be super entertaining because I'm going to be stoked for whoever wins.
I feel like if you're a football purist, Pats Bills is the game for you. Like, I feel like it's going to be really cold. It's going to be a lower scoring game, and you're going to get a lot of tactical football play. That's the, hey, we're pounding the rock, and we have to run the football or else we're not going to win this game. And whoever does that better will win the game.
Jeremy Bolton says, howdy, Jakes and Monties.
Howdy. That's a reference from yesterday. Appreciate that.
Jeremy's. Justin Sal says, Jimmy G reminds me of Joe Flacco.
Yeah, but come on. Don't hate on Joe, dude.
Joe's
got a Super Bowl, dude.
Yeah.
Joe's got the iconic, hey, the lights turned off and turned back on, and we went and won the Super Bowl in New Orleans. Like, come on.
Man, the 49ers. Anyway, working on the road in Torrance, California. Monty, why didn't you get a free rapid test? I should have. I went to a drive-up testing location. They offered rapid tests. It took 30 minutes to get my result. Just saying. Should have.
Is your result back yet?
No. Is Jimmy Garoppolo on your slurp list? He is not.
No, he's not on the slurping list.
I am
dude.
not a Jimmy G slurper.
No.
Brylark says Cowboys-Niners will be determined completely on how Jimmy G plays, 100%. Fat
Hundo
Jesus
P.
says Cardinals were 8-1 on the road and 7 wins were by double digits. Cardinals 63, Rams 9.
Well,
okay. He says, just kidding. Don't think the Cardinals can pull it off. I mean, has Cliff Kingsbury been a good coach for them?
yes. Hell yes. Yes. There has been a noticeable rise for that team. 100%. Like, the first year they were, 500. Second year you were like a 9-win team, and now this year you're an 11-win team. I mean, he's there. The tide is rising.
He's gotten them to a point. This is a pretty big day for Cliff Kingsbury. I mean, if you think about what Monday represents, I mean, if they win that game, he takes another step up.
Listen, the more to lose question in the Rams-Cardinals game is legit. Like, who's got more to lose?
I think Sean McVay gets fired if they don't win this game. I think that, and I know that's crazy. I mean, they're in the playoffs, but the Rams are only
not their aspiration.
The Rams have only been so good.
Yeah, I mean,
and I you made a huge change at quarterback with Jared Goff going to Detroit,
but that was the right change. That was a good change.
But has Matthew Stafford been the guy you thought he would be? I don't think he has been.
I think he can answer those questions Monday. I think if he comes out and he wins that game convincingly, yes, he has been.
Well, this is why you brought him here. This is the only reason that Matt Stafford is an LA Ram.
Yeah, the Matts Staffords. Yeah.
Yeah, Matthews. The only reason Matthews Stafford is an LA Ram.
Yeah.
Please don't name your kids in plural. No, I still have not gotten my test result. C. Sheever says chances for a Steelers upset. Slim.
He's a bum.
Slim.
Get the hell out of here with that.
Slim. Monty's slurp list, according to Jeremy Bolton: Caruso, Booker, Nix, Chubb, and Rudy Gobert. Fat Jesus says Cliff's November-December record has been terrible. Yes, it has. Horrible.
But
correct.
They're still here.
And it's January. So let's see what his January record looks like.
Yeah.
I mean, think Cliff Kingsbury really, I mean, if he wins this game, I mean, that's a huge feather in that dude's cap. I mean,
yes,
this is the progression that you want to see out of them. I mean, after the Bulls era, which was one season and a bag of
is that
dicks,
even an era?
It's not. I mean, think about where they were when Cliffy got hired. I mean,
not in a good place.
Not in a good place at all.
Drunky the Clown had his beers. The other guy had his beers.
Dude.
And they were not in a good place.
At all.
Kim Deitch had his cocaine.
The Deitch.
The Deitchinator.
Isn't he in Detroit or
no,
in
he's
Dallas?
In Seattle.
Seattle.
He's in Seattle.
The Deitch was in Seattle.
He's
That's
in
right.
Seattle.
I just think this is such a big moment in time for so many of these coaches.
Mm-hmm.
Sean McVay, Cliffy, Mike McCarthy, certainly. I mean, I look at Zach Taylor in Cincinnati, Sean McDermott in Buffalo. I mean, Buffalo is expected to win this game.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at what you have going on.
The hoodie, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot of coaches that their career trajectories are going to change after this weekend.
Yeah, I like football season and all the things that go with it.
Yeah, and I think if you look at, man, I don't know. I think that the 49ers are very interesting as well. I mean, Kyle Shanahan's a guy that I don't know how many people truly believe in Kyle Shanahan.
I mean, I think he's done. I don't know, man. I mean, I think I could easily see saying, "Hey, Kyle has done everything that he can do with this team with Jimmy G as a quarterback." I mean, you've gone to Super Bowls. You're obviously in the playoffs. Like you're doing things. I mean, are they doing what they want to be doing? No.
He's under 500 as a coach. I mean,
yeah.
I think this is a really important moment in time for him.
Yeah.
I mean, if you go to Dallas and upset the Cowboys. I mean, when the San Francisco 49ers are winning playoff games, there's no better job in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, like this Trey Lance thing is a huge deal.
Yeah.
I
agree. It's time.
Drafting Trey Lance was a huge risk, and it has not paid off. But he's got that defense popping, and I mean, I think it'll be interesting to see. This is his first real hoorah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is
first moment where he's at risk.
This is his fourth year as coach, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, fourth year since 2017. And this is a big deal for Kyle. So there's a lot of coaches that have a lot on the line in the NFL this year.
Yes.
Especially in the playoffs. Green Bay taking it this year. Sorry, Monty. Hodo Gonzalez says.
You're Aaron fucking Rodgers.
The bye week is not good for them.
No, it's not.
The bye week is not good for him. He gets to spend more time with Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
He's probably taking a lot more ivermectin. Fuck Aaron Rodgers. Like I say, go whoever, not Aaron Rodgers.
I'm Shiva, the god of death.
You know, Kyle Shanahan's a huge believer in Kyle Shanahan. He is.
You have to be.
He probably pleasures himself in a mirror. I think it's one of those. Too much? Probably too much.
He pleasures himself in a mirror.
Yeah. Don't you?
Wow.
Well, if I were you, I wouldn't either. Anyway,
Well,
all right.
Hey.
What?
Facts.
Who's winning the Super Bowl this year?
I want to say the Rams, but I don't believe in them
Rams
that
are
much.
not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't believe in them that much, you know.
Rams are not winning the Super Bowl.
I don't know. There's not a team where I'm like, dude, like this team is definitely winning the Super Bowl.
Thank
we need
you.
to see what Tampa puts out.
Giggity says Green Bay going to take it all right, and they're going to like it. Exactly right.
Y'all feel me?
Anyone know if Aaron Rodgers is immunized?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
I believe he has been.
Yeah, I've been immunized.
I believe so. Road to the Super Bowl runs through Green Bay for sure. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah, but we say that every year, dude. I mean, at what point does Aaron Rodgers actually grow a pair and win a game? Like,
he's
come on,
not
dude.
been a big game
Come
winner.
on, dude. Like, Tom went in there and absolutely torched him,
It's
dude.
Tommy, please.
Like, dude, you lost to Scotty Miller, bro. Like, come on. Come on.
That throw to Scotty Miller was,
Like, dude,
was ridiculous.
at the end of the half with 5 seconds left, Scotty Miller torched you. Like,
Yeah.
damn, Tom.
Fat Jesus says it's only bad if it's a car side mirror. True.
Yeah, well,
Cam Harrison says, good morning, guys. Shout out to Mo Bamba.
well, yeah. We're not in basketball yet, dude.
So wait, you're not willing to play drops on demand now?
Yeah.
Shout out to Mo Bamba.
I've got listen.
Mo Bamba.
Listen, I wish I could show you guys. I've got like 15 pages of drops. So it's a lot of like, all right, where's the Mo Bamba drop? Where's the I've been immunized drop? Yeah, you know, like I gotta.
What is your go-to number one favorite drop?
Well, right now it's the yeah drop. That's my favorite drop right now. You know. But I think yesterday, you know, the HIPAA.
That's HIPAA?
Yeah, you know, the HIPAA drop is fire.
Justin South says, I feel like this year is the first year in a while where there isn't a set two teams who are for sure making it to the Super Bowl. I agree with that.
Every team has doubts. Every
I
team
agree
has
with
proving
that.
to do.
Yeah. By the way, Brylark says, Jake, put the glasses back on to play the drops, man.
No, I can't. I can't do that,
know.
dude. Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry.
Next question.
Yeah, next question would be the Utah Jazz and the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, speaking of COVID tests, no, I still have not gotten my COVID test back. Thank you, Jake. You're such a dick. We need more. Giggity says we need more Mike Rappaport drops.
Bro.
That
Mr.
Mike
fucking vaccination genius scientific expert, you fucking asshole.
I love it.
man.
Fat Jesus
Dude.
says, hey, millennial, stop complaining about how hard your job is and just do the drops. Exactly, Fat Jesus.
Thank you. Thank you.
Jeremy Bolton says, man, what an idiot is still my number one drop.
Yeah, see, like that one. Where's that one? Now I gotta go and find. You know, yeah,
What
here
an
it is.
idiot.
What an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
What an idiot.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. I mean,
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan was a hot drop for a while.
For a
You know.
while. The
yeah.
Donnie drops never disappoint.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, Donnie never. Are we really rating the drops?
I guess. Yeah. I mean, I you know.
Brylark says
Everybody gets a test.
Brylark says the Rappaport drop is still top 5 for sure. Absolutely it is.
Mr. fucking vaccination genius scientific expert, you fucking asshole.
I love that. Oh, man. Okay, real quick before we get to COVID testing and BS. How big is this next stretch for the Utah Jazz? Because I actually think it's pretty significant. I mean, you have a lot of big teams on this coming trip, and I wonder, you know, obviously you've been without Rudy Gobert, and we've had this conversation about, you know, the Jazz being built around Rudy Gobert being a mistake.
Yeah.
And I think everybody, you know, I think everybody agrees with that. Or wait, hang on.
Oh,
Justin Salas says, just got my largest bonus ever.
Okay.
Can I get a major bag alert?
Oh, okay, you want a bagler. I thought you were going to want a yeah. Okay.
He doesn't want a he wants a major bad. Justin Solis, there it is.
Yeah, there you go, dude. Yeah, today's payday, by the way. Hell yeah.
Hell
Let's
yeah,
go.
it is.
Let's go.
Today
go.
today is absolutely commission day.
Let's go.
So I just got a no, I'm not going to say what I got paid. Damn. That's my last paycheck. It was a hell of a paycheck. Hell of a paycheck.
Oh, man,
By the way,
dude.
taxes suck.
Dude,
Taxes suck.
I dread it. Dude.
Oh my God.
We're like talking about, going through all our money on Monday, and I'm just like, dude, can we not just enter our W-2 and be done this year? Like, I'm good. Like,
no, when you have like 3 side hustles and
I'm for real.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, it is what it is. I just want to hire an accountant and be done with it, dude. Like,
that's what we're doing.
Like, just take all my stuff and do what accountants do. You know what I mean?
And God bless Mrs. Monty. She has done our taxes for
tax day is like a whole thing. It's an event.
She stresses over it.
It's an event.
We went through an audit and
yeah, that was not great.
Not great. Not great at all. If Rudy plays, we win by double digits. After this last 4-game stretch showed me how important Rudy is to this team's success. Now for the playoffs is a different story, but hopefully we can figure it out.
Okay, just listen to this stretch.
Yes,
from today to February 9th. Listen to how many playoff teams you're going to see. Okay, at Denver, at Lakers, home for Houston, home for Detroit, at Golden State, at Phoenix, home for Phoenix, at Memphis, at Minnesota, home for Denver, home for Brooklyn, home for the Knicks, home for Golden State. Bro, how many playoff teams in like a 20-day stretch?
And it got filtered, but Mark wants the George Clooney "You're so fucked" drop.
Okay. Okay. I can get down with that. Let's go then. Okay.
You're so fucked.
Oh, thank you. Mrs. Monty pointing at my Jordans.
You're so fucked.
I'm wearing today. But yeah, this stretch for the Jazz is huge. That's a tough schedule.
Yeah, dude.
I guess the conversation is, are the Jazz built around Rudy Gobert?
Yeah. I mean, clearly, their winning and losing is decided by Rudy Gobert's defense at this point.
Is that a mistake?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a championship formula. Mistake or not, it's not what you want. It's not a recipe to go and win a championship, and that's the problem.
Yeah. What? Don't buy used Jazz jerseys. Says, any fun plans this weekend? We're doing our taxes this weekend.
Yeah.
No. You know what? I think it is a mistake. You can't build around a center that can't score the ball.
Agreed.
Like if you are Joel Embiid, you're the unicorn in the NBA. What other?
Him and Jokic.
What other? Well, Jokic is really not a true center. Like if you look at Nikola Jokic, he's a guy that isn't in the paint very often.
You think is Karl Anthony Towns a center?
Yes. Yep. And I don't think that team's built around him. I think that team is built around young guns that run up and down the floor.
Yeah. True.
So I think when you look at the Utah Jazz, I think the single biggest issue is that Rudy Gobert is pivotal to you because you don't have perimeter defenders that can stand on their own 2 feet. You look at Bogey, you look at like Royce O'Neal, you look at even Mike Conley. Mike Conley in this last 3-game stretch specifically, he's been kind of a turnstile at the point.
Yep.
You look at Donovan Mitchell, I think Don's a willing defender, not a great defender at this point.
Yeah.
And I think, one of the things that I really hate about the Jazz defensively is they take these backcourt fouls.
Yeah,
They'll turn the ball over, and you're giving away so many free throws with that.
You're so fucked.
Yeah, it's a mistake to build this team around Rudy Gobert, but now what do? You paid him $40 million a year.
Yeah.
There's not a real quick, clear way out of that.
Major bed. Time to lay in it.
Yeah, so I do think, but what I don't think is the conversation we had on Twitter yesterday of, hey, do you think if they don't pick up their performance before the All-Star break, Danny Ainge blows it up? I don't think he blows it up during the season. I don't. I have a real hard time believing that.
Yeah, because the truth is once Rudy Gobert comes back, the team should realistically be able to get back to what they were doing, which was you were the 3 seed and you were feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And it's just tough. this is what COVID does. This is what the protocol system does, and again, you've lost 4 in a row because you've been dealing with it, and you've lost what 6 of your last 8, I guess that'd be. I mean, it just is what it is right now. But I think that you've got a couple days off here. You're going to be rested. I would expect them to come out and beat Denver. I would expect them to beat the Lakers. I would expect them to not lose again until they see Golden State Sunday, January 23rd.
And the other big question I have is when you look at the way that this team operates, even with Rudy on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at some point, and I give him a lot of credit for growing his offensive game. Like he still though can't dribble a basketball and score.
Rudy.
Rudy cannot put the ball below his shoulders and have a true outcome, a good outcome.
Yeah.
That becomes a turnover. And you can see what teams are doing, even to Hassan now. Teams are collapsing into the paint to force the Jazz to shoot the 3 to win.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just not a recipe that you can win with. And the hard part is that when you get Bogey going to the basket, it often doesn't turn out well.
Mm-hmm.
And when you get Jordan Clarkson going to the basket, he tends to turn the ball over. And this team really has become, we're going to shoot threes and hope Rudy rebounds when we miss.
Yeah.
And the thing that is so frustrating to watch on this team is when they fall apart and things go bad, they turn into a off the dribble 3-point shooting team. They go away from the pick and roll. They don't drive to the basket. They don't drive and kick. There's no cohesiveness to the Jazz when things go bad. And that's the definition of a good team. The best teams in the NBA have a go-to set they run. For the Golden State Warriors, it's run Steph off of a baseline screen, have him cut up the paint, have him cut up one side of the paint or for another picket fence screen, and then he's going to take a pass and shoot off the bounce. And that's a gimme play for them.
But he's the greatest shooter of all time.
He is. He is. And I think Rudy Gobert has a use. It's not as a focal point of a championship team.
Yeah.
It's not. Salah says, I think it's a mistake for sure. Years ago, the Jazz made a decision that Gobert alone could keep the defense together, so they went all in on offense. The Jazz found out that it's pretty easy to scheme Rudy out of a game in the playoffs. I would agree.
Yeah.
Cody Strickland says, give Rudy credit. He has improved his scoring game. More improvement is needed, but it's coming. He's not trapped in his own way. He's improving on that, and it's a perfect time to practice now. Well, listen, I think what Rudy Gobert needs offensively is just the ability to do a power dribble and, stride into a dunk, or he needs the ability to catch the ball outside of the paint, dribble once, and get to the basket. But the problem is he doesn't have touch at all. Rudy is very plodding and very clumsy with the ball at the rim. Yeah. If he's not dunking it, it can be an adventure. And my point is this team is not built for Rudy Gobert to dribble and score. This team is built for Rudy to set the pick and roll, set up a 3-point shot, and go offensive rebound.
Yeah.
That's the Jazz.
Their identity.
That's their offense.
That's what they do.
So that 3-ball better go in at a mid-40s clip, and he better have a 20-10 game. And really, it's become Rudy needs 20 and 15 with 5 to 7 offensive rebounds for the Jazz to win at a high level.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're asking a lot in the playoffs because you're going to see what the best teams already are doing. Even Minnesota had success doing this, pulling Rudy away from the basket.
Yeah.
Because then he's not an offensive rebounding threat. He really is not. And let's see. I saw Calvin. I saw you DMing me. Let's see. No, I still have not gotten my test. Every time I open my phone, I check. But Calvin on Insta DMs.
Vanish mode.
Says, I've finally come around to your way of thinking on Rudy Gobert. But the question is, how have you lost all that weight, bro? Congratulations. Well, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Well.
The vid probably has helped. You know what I have?
The vid. I like how now you're assuming that you have coronavirus.
Well, I think you have to assume you have it until you know you don't. And you've got me on the vid thing now. Jack off. But the thing that I've noticed is that not eating. I'm not really eating meat very often at all right now. We went to
coronavirus.
We went to Cafe Rio for dinner last night, and I was instantly reminded why I had stopped going to Cafe Rio. And it's mainly because like it's all sloppy and messy and. But I haven't been eating much meat lately, Mrs. Monty. Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
And it's the cocoa. That's like the new term. The cocoa.
cocoa?
The
cocoa.
cocoa.
Okay,
Yeah.
why are we going with the cocoa?
The vid is
Do
lit.
we know
bruh.
why it's cocoa now?
That's like the new term in the medical community. I was
Whatever.
told.
Okay.
You got the cocoa. Yeah, like the
Whoever
cool.
came up
the
with that shit
cool
need to
way
be
say
fired.
it now.
Yeah, who's the asshole that came up with the cocoa? Whatever you want to, the vid, the cocoa, whatever
I
it might
prefer
be.
the vid, but you
I
know,
prefer
whatever.
the vid.
I can't get rid of this cold, so I'm just assuming that it's just something weird. I don't know. Either it's I tested negative, so I don't know.
You did. You did test negative. Maybe you should get tested again.
I don't know, dude. That's what I was saying
Are your
the other
symptoms
day.
worsening?
They're going back. Do you hear me this morning?
Yeah, you can hear it. You can hear it for sure.
So you feel like you texted me earlier, you have a head cold.
Yeah, I feel like I have a head cold again.
Got to get back on that Dayquil life.
I am.
You're still on it. You took it.
Yeah.
No, you
Damn.
hadn't been taking it though.
For there was like maybe four days where I didn't take it at all, and then started feeling like this, and I started doing NyQuil, and I felt fine when I woke up yesterday morning. But yesterday I spent all day just trying to cough, trying to clear out my lungs.
Yeah.
And so last night or
Damn.
yesterday afternoon I took Dayquil, and then
Guess we're not snowboarding this weekend, bro.
I
You're
took
already talking
NyQuil.
about not snowboarding.
Yeah, I think maybe this weekend needs to just be a lot of hot tub sesh and, just trying to get over. I'm telling these at-home tests, you got to have them.
Yeah, you do.
You got to have them. You know,
do.
like
Yeah.
I think it is.
Everybody gets a test.
Yeah, I think you have to have it. Giggity says, always nice to hear the sweet, soft voice of Mrs. Monty. Is she here for Monty's sex ed segment? Well, today we're talking about the perils of twerking. Yeah, go Hawks. You got to have at-home tests. And again, if you're, the one that we like the most is in the affiliate link in the description on the podcast and on YouTube. Go ahead and check it out. Click on it. It's right there. And the thing I think that really has helped me, because I don't feel sick at all.
Miss, do you feel sick? Do you
Yeah.
feel sick? But you don't feel sick.
I don't feel sick at all. But I've always had a very strong immune system. Like I've
Right,
always,
yeah.
You're
taking your 1,000 cc's of vitamin
Yeah,
C.
and
every day.
I usually get sick once every 18 to 24 months. I used to get a cold. I haven't been sick, knock on wood, at all this year.
But what would you say? So obviously you're saying you haven't been sick. So like,
I
what
haven't
have you? What are you saying that you've been then?
I just have this cough I can't get rid of. And I don't know, what has it been? It's been less than a week. I say I can't get rid of it. It's been about a week that I've had a cough. And I feel like it's seasonal flu. Like if it's something, I don't feel like it's COVID. I haven't had
He
headaches.
loves to say flu, and he never ever has the flu. You don't have a fever.
I don't have a fever. But that's my point.
It's a cold.
Like, I don't know what it is. You see, like, you get all technical about this shit. I don't get technical about it. If you're sick, you have the flu. It's just a term. Like, it's
No.
not influenza type C7956er.
No,
Like,
it's
it's none
a big
of that.
difference between a cold and the flu.
Yeah. And by the way, the other thing that I think is a huge talking point is the fucking air in Salt Lake City is terrible. This inversion that looks like somebody's...
Oh my! It looks
It's
like
terrible,
there's a
dude.
fire.
I mean, it seriously looks like Mother Nature has an STD. Like, if you look
UTI?
at that, yeah. Are you kidding me with this inversion? It looks disgusting to me.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, it's terrible.
And
Yeah.
we live all the way out in South Jordan, Daybreak, and usually the inversion's not an issue for us. I'm telling you,
It
when
is.
we were walking in the gym the other day, like there was like a metallic taste in
And there
the
was
air.
this morning. Yeah, there
It-
was this morning driving too.
So that's why I'm saying, like, I think it could not be a cold. It could be the cocoa. Or it could just be that the air here is ass, and I'm currently struggling with it.
They have the sniffles.
Because I can't. I'll tell you what, though. I am absolutely going to mainline fucking NyQuil every night because I slept great last night.
How's the ashwagandha going? Have you
Well-
enjoyed the ashwagandha experience?
I have. I think it is. I think it
The
works.
NyQuil is so good for him that like he was out after just maybe 30 minutes, and the dogs were losing their shit downstairs.
He didn't wake up at all.
They were barking so loud, and I was like, "Do I get up and fucking yell at him?"
Last night
So-
they were?
Yes, so loud. You were sawing logs. So I figured
was
out,
out.
if I turn the lights on downstairs with the hue control, they stopped.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slept right through that.
You didn't even flinch. First they were inside losing their shit, then they went outside losing their shit, then they came back in, and I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, I was asleep,
it.
dude. I woke up at 11:45 for the nighttime pee guy,
Mm-hmm.
and then I went right back to sleep and woke up at 4:28, and I was like, "Damn, that was a nice night of sleep. Let's go 15 more minutes." But I, you know what? I don't know. I hope I get over this again. This waiting for this test is excruciating.
Yeah.
But anyway, the weight loss thing is just, I haven't been eating. Honestly, it's calorie deficit.
Mm-hmm.
I have not been eating meat, and I've been doing my cardio 5 days a week the last 2 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
and it's made a huge difference. And I feel like it makes me feel much better.
So did your at-home test get here yet?
They have not.
Okay.
I ordered the ones that I like on Amazon, and again, the affiliate link is below.
Yeah, check them out.
But I'm sitting here just constantly checking the MyChart app for UHealth, because that's who my test is with.
Yeah.
And last time we had it in like 18 hours, we had a result.
Yeah, but that was at the beginning of the pandemic too.
Yeah, that was a year ago.
Yeah.
And now it's been 48 hours, and I still don't have a result.
Yep.
And it's just absolutely driving me crazy.
Yeah.
But I don't think I have it. Like, I've never had a fever. I haven't had chills.
Well, here's the thing, though, and I don't think you have it either. See, we both have the cough. It just comes and goes, you know.
Sucks.
Yeah, like it just it's what
It sucks so bad. Weight loss is all about the calorie deficit. That's true. Yeah, and honestly, I am mental about working out. Like,
it's an obsession.
I don't miss workouts during the week. Even the day I got COVID tested and it took half an hour,
Yeah.
I went to the gym and worked out. Right? Like, so I'm a little neurotic about it, but it's all about nutrition. You know, like eating Cafe Rio was a disaster last night. It's going to be a minute before I go back to Cafe Rio.
Why was it? You're a Cafe Rio guy. What
I
do you
am.
mean,
I'm
dude?
totally a Cafe
what the hell
Rio
are you
guy.
talking about? What
They had a
happened?
different crew, and the guy was just like they were just shoving stuff. Like, it just was not. It was
Yeah.
So
insane.
Chipotle needs to open, is what we're saying.
Well, yeah, they need to open.
There's a Chipotle opening at the district, by the way. But so I order the same thing every time I go to Cafe Rio. I order 3 chicken tacos, lettuce and pico. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And they put way too much chicken in the taco. Then they put like a whole bag of lettuce in each taco.
Which is annoying.
And then a ton of pico, so they were all soggy, so the tortillas tore.
So you were pissed.
I was not happy about that.
Yeah.
And then, so I said, hey, can I get a side of rice and beans? And so I get black beans mixed with pinto beans. And they put them in these little styrofoam containers.
Yeah.
She crunched the lid, so the lid leaked everywhere. So there was bean juice. It just was a disaster. The whole thing was
That's
a
frustrating,
disaster. Jeremy Bolton says, Cafe Rio is the In-N-Out fries of fast Mexican food places.
Damn.
Well, I love tacos.
Damn.
I've been on a taco binge lately. And Mi Rancherito over off of Redwood Road here in West Jordan is amazing. But it's trashy tacos.
Right.
Right? So
there's a certain class about Cafe Rio until they put too much lettuce in the taco.
yeah, because Cafe Rio uses some pretty good ingredients that I'm okay eating.
Mm-hmm.
And their black beans are not in oil, but it's going to be a minute before I go back there. Casey Finland says, guys, I'm taking a class right now about the benefits of adding way more. Wow, did you just sneeze over there, kid? Oh, you coughed. Okay. I was going to say, don't be spreading the cocoa. Guys, I'm taking a class right now on the benefits of adding way more fiber to your diet. I get a ton of fiber.
Yeah.
I eat Heritage Flake cereal in the morning, and I get all my carbs in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
So
Which is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, I feel way better when I do that. Thank you.
Yeah.
But it does make you poopa-doopa.
Yeah.
Like, it is.
Yeah.
The other thing that's funny, like, I've been eating a lot of, like, for lunch, I will usually have quinoa and brown rice in a bag of microwave vegetables.
I don't know how you eat the whole bag.
I
can't
usually.
do the whole
It's
bag,
hard for
dude.
me to finish the whole bag.
Like, I can only do, like, maybe half a bag.
But I also get way more calories than you get. I can eat up to about 2,800 to 3,000 calories
yeah.
and lose weight.
Yeah.
So, but a whole bag of vegetables is only like 236 calories.
No, I'm just saying by pure volume. I'm not even saying calorie wise. I'm just
well,
saying
because that's all I eat for the
Yeah.
rest of the day. And then like lately, the last 2 nights I've had dinner, but like my dinner's been Mrs. Monty made mashed potatoes. So she makes whole mashed potatoes.
So good, dude.
She just puts them in the Instapot, and they're amazing.
So good.
But the Cafe Rio thing was just a mistake. I shouldn't have done that. It just was a mistake. Adding fiber to power up all your meals. Exactly right. When I found out the bugs on the lettuce of my wife's Cafe Rio salad, my time there was all done. Oh, I don't need to know that. Jeremy Bolton says, you guys need to try Francisco's in Farmington. Their chicken flautos are incredible. Farmington is like, might as well be in Idaho.
Yeah.
Farmington feels
even
so
in the
far
state
from
of Utah?
here. Well, but we're all the way in Daybreak.
Yeah.
So
we're the assholes
it's-
that live like 30 minutes away from everything.
Yeah, it's a Delta flight just to get to the 15. We are out here, bro. But I got to go up to North Salt Lake today to pick up a particular item.
If you want to. I mean,
We'll tell you about it Monday. When it's in my hand, I'll tell you about it. Okay, that came out wrong. Anyway,
Bro, come on.
What's your biggest meal of the day? Breakfast, anything before 2:00. My biggest caloric intake is breakfast.
Yeah.
And then lunch. I really see. I'm at an odd point nutritionally. I'm trying to stay under 2,500 calories.
Bro, that's
It's hard to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like I usually will have 2 protein bars. I like 1 bars, which by the way, there's a link below in the description.
Go ahead and find them.
In the podcast and in the YouTube description, our affiliate links are there. The at-home COVID test, the emergency, and my 1 bars. I love 1 bars. So I
You've always
usually
been
have,
a protein bar guy.
because they make a difference. They're a tremendous appetite suppressant. They really are. I mean, if I eat whole food, if I ever I don't eat enough salad. Like I have a whole bag of salad upstairs I need to eat.
Who likes salad?
If I eat a good salad, and especially I figured out if I add carrots to my salad, I won't be hungry for the rest of the day. If I eat a salad at lunch, and I think it was Saturday or Sunday we did it, I wasn't hungry at all the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Like salad with carrots and cucumbers and tomatoes, and Mrs. Monty likes those awful little cherry tomatoes. Don't die over there. Are you okay? Britt's dying over in the background.
So she's drinking hot tea.
You know.
She's trying to loosen it up a little bit.
And
that's a frustrating part too about this cough. It hangs around. You really got to work hard.
Yeah,
to
it's so frustrating.
Like you got to work hard.
You know what I'm gonna do when the show's over? I'm gonna run over to CVS and get some Dayquil caps. What do you call it?
Get the liquid, dude.
I'm having trouble with the Dayquil liquid.
Well,
I'm having trouble drinking it. It's hard for me to drink it.
You know what you got to do? You just got to pour it in that cup and just hammer it.
And that's what I do with the NyQuil. The Dayquil is just a little bit more difficult
chaser.
for me.
You got to have a chaser with the Dayquil, dude.
You're an idiot. You can't chase the
Yes,
Dayquil.
you can.
That's the point.
Yes, you can.
It's a throat coat. So
right,
if you
but that doesn't change
it,
your cough. That
Yeah,
doesn't change the
it
phlegm in
does.
your throat, dude.
Okay. Greg Hawkins says, Monty, are you vegetarian for some meals or something? Whoa, comment dump.
Hello.
I lost his comment there. I just go stretches where I don't eat meat. It's not like a formula or a pattern or a plan of any kind. I just am not eating a lot of meat right now.
Mm-hmm.
So,
well, I mean, the truth is it's less bulk, so it's less to work through.
But you know what it is? It's way less calories. When you cut meat out of your diet,
Mm-hmm.
you're cutting those tacos last night were about 1,100 calories,
Mm-hmm.
and most of that is the chicken.
Mm-hmm.
So when you cut the meat out, it's like red meat's extremely high in calories.
Mm-hmm.
And
that said, we're still going to Lowry's.
yeah, hell yeah, in LA we're gonna eat like machines in LA. But no, Hawk, I'm not cutting out meat. You're not going to Lowry's. We're going to oh boy, here we go.
I wanted to go to Lowry's. And this guy's like, no, Morton's. We're going to Morton's.
Man, you are on that Morton's life.
I
though.
love Morton, dude.
Maybe I'll just
I
take
didn't
Jake
know
to
you
Lowry's.
I didn't know
Fine.
that you liked Morton's that
Maybe
much.
I'll just take Jake to Lowry. Maybe you can fuck off. I am not missing Lowry's. There's not a chance
Wait,
in the
Lowry's
world.
or Morton's?
Both. I'm not missing Morton's.
The quad birthday celebration will be at Morton's.
Do you understand why I eat New York strip? When I
Because
my
it's
cut
the
of,
best cut of meat, dude.
No, because I got a New York strip at Morton's and it changed my life. I orgasmed while eating that steak.
Did you?
No.
Did you?
That's just over the top to prove a point. But my
Okay,
point is
yeah.
that the best steak I've ever eaten is at Morton's
Dude, come on now.
in
How could you do this
Beverly
to me?
Hills, Century City. But now we're going to
Mastro's
see.
is better, dude. Come on.
You've never been to Morton's?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I've
well,
been to Morton's once.
We'll see what you have to say because Morton's is freaking spectacular. Spectacular.
Mrs.
Hawkins
Monty's
says,
not about it.
let's be honest, gentlemen, American food portions, especially restaurant portions,
Yeah.
are big enough for a family of four. They are.
Yeah, dude.
Hell yeah.
It's way over the top.
Yeah.
It is way over
Yeah,
the top.
dude.
I personally find that rough chopped vegetables fried with olive oil in a portion of steak or fish is the most satisfying thing. Oh,
Yeah, dude. It's so good.
yes. It'll keep me full for like 6 hours. I agree. What is this quad birthday celebration?
Yeah, can we talk about this real quick?
Yeah,
So,
so-
what's the plan?
My birthday year is every day. So generally, my birthday is February 19th. So for the last 2 weeks, and it may even be 3 weeks, I don't know. That's a long time for you not to get beached up. I get it. We may be in LA. What? Anyway, we're going to LA for at least 2 weeks. We're going to keep doing the show and whatnot. But we're going to be in LA for at least 2 weeks. And there's like 4 of us that have birthdays, right? There's me,
Becky,
your
you,
sister, me.
Dennis, the new,
Buddy.
going to be my future stepdaddy.
Wow. No, I'm good.
And Bob.
You don't call older men daddy. I'm just putting that out
Do we
there.
have to have this conversation?
Jesus.
This is a code 10 aboard.
Anyway. And
Yeah.
the small
Bro.
tomatoes and an avocado on the side as well. Yes, I like avocado a lot. So Sizzler is the bomb, Fat Jesus says.
Damn, my dad loved Sizzler.
I haven't been to a Sizzler since you and I went in
There's
Glendora.
only a few of
way
them
back
How
in
have
the
you
day.
not talked about Jack in the Box for your birthday while we're there?
Dude, I had an ultimate cheeseburger in Tahoe.
Dude,
I don't know if you know this, but I orgasmed eating that.
Not everything is an orgasm, bro.
apparently for him it is.
You know, I take ashwagandha, so it is.
Yeah, hey, you know.
I'm telling you, ashwagandha does the deal.
Well said.
Britt, does ashwagandha do the deal?
I wouldn't know.
Okay. Thanks. Appreciate that.
There's literally nothing different about you since before you took ashwagandha and you take ashwagandha. Nothing different.
Well, he's got a cough now, so
Right? Well, maybe that's what caused
Yeah.
the cough and gave it to everybody.
as he pulls out the UHealth app.
Still no test result.
Oh.
Still no test result. When are you guys going to drop the merch line? Soon. Eric
Soon.
and Raleigh says, is Sizzler still in business? Yes, it is.
Not very many.
I think there's a Sizzler in the district next to the Megaplex. There is a Sizzler.
Yeah.
There is. Oh, yeah, it's 8 o'clock. We got to go. Hawkins, you're exactly right. No, it's still there, I think. That's exactly right. All right, there's the music.
Good show today, people.
Yeah, appreciate y'all being here. Make sure you shop our affiliate links right below. The at-home COVID test is there.
Ashwagandha.
Ashwagandha's not there. It can be there. There you have it. Until Monday, say goodbye, Jake.
Goodbye, Jake.